All right, guys, so let's get to it. For sale by owner boot camp. So this, I think, is maybe what, the fourth class that we've done for momentum? Fourth? We've done 4 classes on momentum. How are you guys feeling so far with the courses? You guys feel good about it?
Yeah, I'm nice.
Okay. Anything that you guys want to share in regards to what has helped you in your business, or what have you started implementing in your business? Anything? I know you said that you've been doing your follow-ups.
My follow-ups and preparing my calendar for the whole week on Sundays, not Mondays.
Correct. So that's good. So she's been preparing her week. So yeah, we like to prepare it on the weekends, so we're by Monday, we're ready to go. Okay, so remember, momentum is agent development. Momentum is to boost your business. Momentum is for you to be positive about the outcome of where you want to move it forward to. So let's do this course overview. In this course overview with momentum, what we want to basically tell you or challenge you is the fact that you're going to be out of your comfort zone. But who is not ever out of their comfort zone? Everybody has to be out of their comfort zone, because if we were very comfortable, then what happens? We get comfortable, we get lazy, complacent. We don't see anything happening within our business. With the for sale by owners, we are basically going to learn about the SPAR methodology that they call it. The SPAR methodology is study, practice, take action, and reinforce. That's what we need to really focus on. And again, with momentum, you guys, it's about mastery. So when the first momentum class, we spoke about getting to the next level in your agent career. Your next level doesn't mean, it sounds like a cliche because everybody says, I want to make it to the next level. Well, what does that mean exactly? No, making it to the next level in the momentum is all about mastery. You can come to the class every other week, but if you're not implementing what you're learning here, then why come to the class? I think it makes sense. We have to implement it within our business. So if you implement mastery, which is your education, the more you do it, the more practice you put into it, you reinforce what it can do for your business. But the same thing goes with everybody. It's all about what? Consistency. Okay. Let's go to the opening slide. SPAR, to master FSBO strategies. Like I said, you have to study, practice, take action, and reinforce. So when you study your material. When you practice the material so you can identify where you have room to grow. When you take action by applying what you've learned in the real world. This will reveal any new knowledge gaps. So this goes with examples or even ideas of or even things that may have happened within your business that you can relate to. You can always go back to and say, you know what, it didn't quite work out that way, but you could always change it because then it worked out this way on a different thing. We're on page 6. Sorry. Reinforce. You reinforce what you learned in both the classroom and in the field to create exceptional habits. Okay, so I want to reiterate that one. We reinforce what you learned in both the classroom and in the field to create exceptional habits. Now, remember, guys, all FSBOs have one common goal. What is it? What is a common goal that a for sale by owner has? We're almost there, but there's another one. You guys think about it? What do we do? As a real estate agent, what is it that we do? Come on, guys.
We help.
But what is the most important thing that we do? We sell real estate. So what is the common goal that a for sale by owner has?
They want to sell their house.
Thank you. They want to sell their home. Okay. When they want to sell their home, they have 4 stages of an aspiration. That's what they go by. The 4 sales of aspiration, we'll look at page 8. Okay. 4 sales of aspiration is that the page 8, they desire, the passion, and you have obsession. This is what a realtor will goal at. You want to do a FSBO, you desire to achieve it, you have the passion to do whatever it takes, and sometimes it can get to the point where you get obsessed with it. Well, we don't want you to get obsessed with it. We just want you to be able to do the work. In the agent operational model on this slide, it says that we have to prospect FSBOs. So how do we prospect a FSBO?
Well, we have to call him.
That's one. What's another one?
I forgot how to do that. Well, you either buy the lead, right, or
Yes.
you drive the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Door knock.
So each one is a correct answer. So you buy a lead, you drive the neighborhood, you call them, but most importantly, what's the one thing that agents don't ever like to do?
Door knock. You're gonna say that.
Door knock.
Door knock. I'm not knocking the marketing team, sorry. It's an example. They don't like to door knock. Why is that?
Afraid of being rejected.
Okay, so that's where, when it comes down to momentum, we cannot have the fear of rejection. And we can definitely not have the fear of going to the door and door knocking a FSBO. Why? Because we have something of value that they don't know about. They think that all we do is just sell property and all we want is our commission, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, we bring value, something that they're not going to be able to achieve. Why? Because they are a for sale by owner. The typical agent looks for sale by owner properties and sees the challenge of having to convince the use of an agent that doesn't want to use an agent, and they stay away. So that's a good clearing of what a for sale by owner sees it as and what an agent sees it at. They don't want to, an agent never wants to go to for sale by owner because they're scared of the rejection. They're scared of the hostility. They're scared of, they don't want to open the door when they knock on there. But a for sale by owner sees a challenge of having to convince someone to use an agent. You have to be able to convince them so that they're able to use you as an agent. Do you know how easy it is to do that?
Will you give us some information prior? That's why I know, but before that, I would be like, oh,
You would be
no,
lost.
I cannot go. But now I know.
So everybody knows she does swap meets. So you interact with people coming in. That's easy. You do interact with them. They come here because it's an open area. Okay, we understand
And then
that.
they come to me, I don't like, nah,
And
like,
you don't go to them.
no.
But now the idea is that we have to go to them. Do you know the percentage of realtors that do not go after for sale by owners, therefore leaving money right there? If this was a $30,000 commissions check and it doesn't say any name, would you leave it there?
No.
What would you do?
Go for it.
You go after it. So the idea of a FSBO is that you should go after it. Don't leave it behind because it's being left behind. And then the idea of, the mentality of agents stating, well, you know what, I don't want to deal with them because they're so hard. Well, how do they know that it's so hard if they never dealt with them themselves? It's always a talk to detour you from not doing it. But you never know if they really are doing it. They're just pushing you out of that mindset, okay? So the 4 stages of aspiration. In order to truly support the FSBO aspiration, you need to be able to define and rank their aspirations on the following scale. The want, they clearly identify their aspiration and regularly talk about it. So the want, the desire, they're making strides to achieve what they want, which is they want to sell. Passion, are they making strides to achieve what they want and are willing to suffer for it? Well, they're going to suffer if they don't use a realtor. And then obviously we want to become obsessed with the idea, but we want to be able to tackle it head on. Okay, so let's go to the next. So we already spoke about this. Want, desire, passion, obsession. The want, define and talk about it. The desire to move towards it as long as the path remains easy and convenient. The passion, you're willing to suffer for it to get uncomfortable. This is the stages of aspiration is basically the stages of what we are having to go through, okay? We want to talk to them, but they say talk is cheap, so we don't want to have cheap talk. We desire to get that into that process, but we have to move towards that, and once we move towards that, it's like cold calling, it's like door knocking. Once you've done it a couple of times, it becomes easier. You have to have the passion. Passion is the feeling and the ability to be uncomfortable. If this business were a comfortable business, then everybody would be in it, don't you think?
Mhm.
But you have to be uncomfortable to make something come out of it, okay? Obsession, let it take over and control your life. No, that's unhealthy. We don't want to get it to that point. But if you're able to conquer 1, 2, and 3, you're going to be fine. Okay, so they say, this is the top of page 9, okay? So look at page 9 and let's see what it says here. This is a test of confidence. Real estate is a get-rich business. Haven't we heard all of that? Haven't we heard everybody say that? If you're in a room, imagine this, if you're in a room with 80 people and 100% of them want to sell a home, the question is, what is the number of people that you can convince to hear your listing presentation?
There are 80 people in the room?
If there's 80 people in a room,
Well, I'll have to talk to 80 to find out which one are gonna.
but you should know your confidence level of how many people you can convince to listen to your listing presentation. The number of people you can convince to list with you. Okay, so I want you on page 9 with your pen, because this is on your worksheets. The question is, there are 80 people in a room. Everyone wants to sell and will use you as an agent to list their home. You have 20 minutes with each person face to face. Use the blanks below to answer the following questions. I'll give you 2 minutes, guys. Number of people you can convince to hear your listing presentation. Adriana, you need to fill that out. Number of people you can convince to list with you. Percentage of your listings that will sell. Total closed transactions per occurred from the room. If you guys can get those 4 answered, that'd be great. Remember, guys, you are in a room with 80 people, 100% of them want to sell a home. This talks a lot about your confidence level in regards to being a realtor. 80 people, 20 minutes face to face. They all want to sell a home. How many are you going to be able to get? You guys done?
Yeah.
So the question at the bottom is, how many people do you know right now who want to sell a home? You know, 2 people.
I know 2 people.
To convince to her my 80 people.
If 80 people are in the room, that 100% of them want to sell a home. So out of 80 people, they all want to sell a home. That's 100% of the people there. Okay, that's the percentage of the
And I have 20 minutes for each
Yeah,
one.
yep. How many number of people can you convince to have them hear your listing presentation?
Maybe I'm the
You
only.
need to write it down. Adriana, write it down. Number of people you can convince to list with you. Remember, there's no competition. So how many people can you convince to list with you? We're on page 9, Vita.
I'll say 80. So.
You got 20 minutes face to face with each one of them.
Right now with, I think 80%.
Is it here?
It's on page 9.
Okay.
You guys want to share your answers? Natalia?
You should be able to convince all of them to hear if they all want to sell with you. So that should be an 80.
Okay. So number of people you can convince to hear your listing presentation. All of them? Number of people you can convince to list with you. No competition.
I put no competition?
Look on page 9.
Yeah, okay.
No
Or
competition.
is, no, or, esta. Es. Okay.
And the percentage of listings that sell.
Oh, I don't know that.
Well, if you list it, you have to sell it, so it has to be the same percentage, I mean, 80.
So you want the percentage?
That's our goal, sell it. It has to
Oh,
be
yeah,
everything
you're right.
sell, so.
You want the percentage or you want the
Percentage.
percentage?
Like, what do you think convince to hear your listing presentation?
80 people.
Hearing 100%.
I want you guys to I think you guys are getting confused with the percentage and the people. 80 people, so so now let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 people in this room, and I need to convince 4 people. That's 100% right here.
Mhm.
100% of you want to sell your home. I have 20 minutes with each of you. How many do you think I'll be able to get a listing from? 100%.
Mhm.
So so it's the same thing here. 80 people, 100% of them want to sell a home. How many can you get to have them sell their home? At the end of the day, what this exercise is supposed to make you think is that FSBOs exist and there's people out there that want to sell their home. But how are you able to convince them to sell their home? Okay, so let's talk about the test of confidence worksheet. So we already went through that. Your test of confidence was going through all of that, all those questions that we answered. How confident do you feel now? Let's keep it real. Do you feel confident?
No,
Why?
I put 75% because there's a chance that 5 will not want it to,
So that mindset has to change.
okay.
Has
It
to
has to
change.
be 8. I just only put 80% can listen to me, but I wasn't sure if the 80 wanted to sell.
What I suggest is that we always want to go in for the kill. Always go in for 100%, 100%, 100%. Because even if you lose one, it doesn't matter. You still keep going at another one, at another one, at another one. Just continue going 100%. Your mindset with that frame of 100%, if you think about it, will not go lower than that. You're always in confidence mode, in that level of, I got this, I'm gonna get it, I'm going to sign it. If we have that mindset of, okay, well, let's just be realistic. Well, the market is like this, like this, like that. If I kept thinking that all the time, I'd lose listings and I'd have a lot of expireds and I wouldn't have any business. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
The mindset has to be over and over. Everybody needs to sell. You're going to sell it. Okay? How does that feel?
Better.
Okay. So there's this thing on page 10. How much money are you willing to leave on the table without a FSBO plan? How much money are you guys willing to leave on the table without a FSBO plan?
I'm sorry, I stepping down number 9. Total gross transaction produced for the room. So how many transactions, ¿cuántas transacciones voy a cerrar de este cuarto?
So in a room of 80 people, 100% of them want to sell. How many want to listen to your listing presentation?
How many going to listen my listing presentation?
You have 20 minutes with each person.
100% can hear my,
There you go.
okay, average,
GCI will
GCI?
basically be your gross commissions. So basically it's, you'll get 100%. So do you understand the mindset of that? That you're going in at it 100%.
But Marisa, she got the right answer in the percent of listing that sells, because I say, I'm not sure about that. Yes, you get the listing, you have to sell the 100% of the listing.
Thank you. It's 100%. At the end of the day, it's 100%.
Yeah.
So let's move to page 10, guys.
Okay.
So when it comes down to how much, I'm gonna ask this question, how much money are you willing to leave on the table?
Nada,
none,
me lo llevo todo.
Exactly, me lo robo.
Sí.
I'll take it, whatever. Are you willing to leave 100% of the money on the table?
No.
That $30,000 commission check that's right here with no name on it, it's a blank commission check. Are you willing to leave it there on the table?
No.
I don't think so. I wouldn't think so either. So let's talk about the financial opportunities in regards to FSBOs. FSBOs is so super easy. It's just a matter of committing it and time blocking it into your week, okay? So financial opportunities, aligned with your answers to the 80 prospects in the room question I asked you previously. Do you consider yourself consistent, efficient, or proficient when it comes down to your business? So if you consider yourself consistent, we average this out, which is 45 weeks for the year. Consistency, the phase 1 shows you work 45 weeks a year. All we're asking you is to find 2 FSBOs a week. That means that's 90 visits for the year. To set a rate for meetings, it's at least 15%. So it'll be 14 meetings for the year. If you can convert that at 50%, you'll have 7 listings during the year, and your percentage will be 50%. Your total closings should be around 4. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
That's if you're consistent. Okay, so that means like, yeah, I'll do this for me, this is the way I see the mindset of a consistent agent. For me, it's like, yeah, I'll get to it. Okay, I'll do it this week, and then I'll plan it for like 2 weeks later. And then I'll plan it for another 2 weeks later. That's okay, that's being consistent. Efficient is a different story. Efficient's asking the same thing, working 45 weeks a year. You only need to visit 2 FSBOs per week. You get 90% visits. Your meetings that you set, now it's 25% because now you're efficient. You're going at this. You're now dedicated into this. Then your conversion rate raises to 75% because why? You're being more efficient. Your total listings, look at how it went from 7 to 17. Your sales percentage went up to 75%. Look how many closings you get during the year if you were to tackle FSBOs efficiently.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does efficient mean? Efficient means that you have, this is just my opinion, efficient means that you have a game plan. Every week, you are tackling a FSBO, identifying one every week, either in your sphere, in your geographical area, and you are literally there all the time, face to face, touch to touch. We're gonna talk about the 5 steps in regards to going to the FSBOs, but if you have literally blocked these 2 days, I'm going to look for FSBOs. If you have it blocked and you're efficient about it, I would skip phase 1 and go directly to phase 2. You know why? Because look at the high percentage rate and how many closings you can get in a year. If we think about it, how many closings have we had this year? If it's less than 4, then we're doing something wrong, and now we're being very complacent. That consistency reminds me of just being complacent. We're pushing off. If we were to do phase 2, which is being efficient, how many closings can we get? We can at least, I think everybody will be happy with saying that they would be happy with at least 9 to 12 deals during the year, right? That's averaging almost 1 deal a month. We'd be happy with that.
Yes.
So why can't we strive for that? Proficient, honestly, that is like the person that's a shark, is out there. Probably has a team, has them going and scaring out FSBOs. They have a lead gen system, a CRM. They have, stuff already going on for them to get to that point. You can get there, but I think it's safe to say if we can do phase 1 or phase 2, mostly, honestly, phase 2, I think we should be happy with that. Okay, because of the outcome. Any questions right now?
No, you just give me an idea because I had Monday, Wednesdays available, and I said I need to do something on 2 days.
Didn't I mention in one of my classes, we need to have 3 forms of getting business? There you go.
I increased everything. Now I have 2 days available, so now I know what to do in those 2 days.
Okay.
That's it.
So as a quick refresher, if you work 45 weeks and only 45 weeks a year, and each of those 45 weeks, you met with only 2 potential FSBO clients, it speaks for itself. You'll either be consistent or efficient. You could be proficient, but that's going like way in. Okay? So this talks about the consistency of the phase 1. But I also want to talk the efficient one. This is the one that I really think that we need to gear ourselves into. I think, and again, this is just a personal opinion, no offense to anything. I think with the fact that We just came back from the pandemic. We're just getting back into the groove of things. And the way that the market is going right now, I think that we need to, I believe that the realtor is now having to work just, not twice, but more, quadruple more than how it was before. And I think it's because of the fact that during the pandemic, our mindsets changed. It took a toll on us mentally. We're not gonna lie about it. But if we wanna stay in the game and not be like, pushed out of the game, we now need to come in guns blazing. And that is the same, guns blazing, but being more efficient in our work. An efficient agent connecting with 2 new FSBOs each week with a 25% meeting set rate would have 23 meetings a year with a 75% conversion and sale rate. They jump to 13 additional closings, all from FSBOs, and that's a big jump. Okay.
And I do notice because I was just marketing one day a week, Sunday, and the third year class I'm doing 4. So I noticed all the changes.
Ya ves?
And then now I'm adding 2 more. So
There you go.
next year, I want one of those.
Oh, you want one of those? Oh, we want to see you on stage with one of those. Okay. So FSBOs by numbers, 8 to 10% of home sales are what, FSBOs? So FSBOs homes sold for 60, 70% less than the agent assisted sales. Isn't that a darn shame?
Yeah.
It's funny, they sell less, but they think they gain more because they didn't have to pay for commissions. 54% of those FSBOs never market their home. And 3% of FSBOs host an open house. I mentioned that in the class, in one of my classes. You should do an open house on a FSBO. Get to know the client.
Yeah.
Do a FSBO out of their open house. You never know that once they see the effort that you're putting into an open house on their home that's not even listed on the MLS, you've now gained their trust because now you're in their home that you could probably be their listing agent.
A quick question, can we promote that open house in the MLS?
You can, unless you have an agreement with the seller.
Okay, but I can promote it with not listing or open listing, how?
It'll be a listing and we can discuss that a little bit later,
Okay.
okay? But there are ways, because it's called a servicing. You will be servicing it
For a certain time.
for a certain time period. Yeah, you could do it for 30 days, you could do it for 60 days, and actually charge a service fee. Okay, so that's an idea, and again, I've mentioned this before. Why doesn't anybody take it and run with it? I don't know, but that's why in this class, I mentioned it from the beginning. You can come to the class, but if you don't implement if you want to do this, you don't implement it, and you continue coming to the class, what's the point of going to the class if you're not doing any of it? So think about it that way, but that we can talk about later. Okay, you have to become and remain uncomfortable to go at your business plan and create results. Typical agents think that they have to convince a FSBO to speak to you, and you don't. You don't have to convince a for sale by owner to speak to you. You're just going there. Think about it like this. You know the military? I know my examples are so off, but just hear me out. I'm very confident in this one. The military, what is it that they do for us? They service our country, right? And every time we see a military person, doesn't matter, Army, Marine, Navy, doesn't matter. What's the one thing that a lot of people like to say to them? Thank you for your service. Okay. A FSBO will speak to us. Why? Because we can help them with service. Now, the service that we provide, it could be anything. It could be from putting the property on the MLS and charging a service fee. It could be simply servicing the home and asking them, hey, you know what? Can I put you on my for sale by owners list so that I know that this property is for sale and it meets the criteria of certain buyers that I may have? You're servicing them without even having the listing. They see that as a grand gesture of, wow, okay.
What does that mean?
Grand gesture is basically saying the bien humilde, that you're not asking them for the business.
You just serve it.
You're just trying to help them and service them. I said the same before, you get a lot of bees with honey than you do with vinegar. I think that's the way it goes. The more you come around to them, the more open they are, and then they're gonna wanna know, why is this person trying to help me? What are they trying to gain out of it? You guys aren't trying to
Yeah,
gain.
because if I call a for sale by owners, the first thing they come to us, what is them for you?
Well, the first thing
Yeah.
you don't do shouldn't be calling a for sale by owner. That's the last thing that you wanna do. Yes, I said it. You do not call a for sale by owner. And it's on YouTube. I'm saying it. You do not call a for sale by owner.
So we,
You visit a for sale by owner.
yeah.
You know why? Because 95% of what you're telling me right now is what all the other agents do. And 5% are the ones that go actually to the door and go like this. And guess what? The ones that are doing this are developing more relationships with the for sale by owner than the ones that are going like this. Because then you're getting that question of, well, what's in it for you? That's not what it should be. It should be this.
Yeah, but if I go and knock in the door, it's going to be the same question.
No, it's not. That's why we're learning this class. You have to change that mindset. Your mindset is very negative in regards to how you're approaching for sale by owners. You have to approach for sale by owners in the positive. Because if you do it in the positive, you get them wanting to talk
Trust.
more to you.
Yeah.
The trust factor.
Trust me.
You have that comadre that you said is like the worst client, but good at talking as far as a friend. She's entrusted you, but now you have to deal with her in the business side and just switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Same thing with for sale by owners. I gain their trust by talking to them. I'm not asking, sign this listing agreement here. No. I'm coming to them of service because I'm of value to them. We'll learn more about that in this class. Do you see how that rolls? Okay, so let's move on, guys. So, obviously, we already spoke about the financial opportunities that we have with for sale by owners. You can see that there's a lot of money to be made, right? The number one question, we're looking at page 14, guys. The number one question that they say is, after you've read the important FSBO statistics within the hard truth about FSBOs, you might be wondering why someone would choose a for sale by owner anyways. The answer is to save money. The question, if everyone were saving money, wouldn't we all be driving the same inexpensive car? What cars are the favorites to realtors? They like those good ones, huh? They like those Mercedes-Benz, those BMWs, you know, they like the Lexus, they like the high-end brands, right? Are we saving money? No, we're not. However, but the question is, if everyone were just saving money, wouldn't we be driving the most inexpensive car? And we don't. The for sale by owner could think that they're saving money by not hiring an agent, but you saw the statistic. They are selling their homes like way less undervalue, thinking that they're saving money, that they're saving money because they didn't pay commissions, but look at, they just undervalued their property. Crazy, huh? You gotta think about it that way. You're selling your property at a way dirt cheap price, where I could put it at market value or even above that because the market has that. But yet you're only thinking about saving commissions, but yet I could be putting more money in your pocket. It becomes a win-win. It's an even. Okay? So it's up to you over time to prove your value. Okay, so we're gonna move on to, let me see.
How do you think for sale by owners price their homes?
Oh,
How do they get their number?
thank you.
Zillow.
What is it again, Vita?
They do that.
Zillow, they do the Zestimate. I love it when they do that. When it comes out incorrect. Because they could get the Zestimate, but their house is there's probably no roof, and they still want it at that price. That's like, for real? I know. Okay, that's potential income streams. You could take a FSBO listing. You could find a buyer. This is how crazy a FSBO could work. These are income ways of doing. This is at the bottom of page 14, guys.
Page 14.
And the bottom of page 14. These are income streams that you can get from a FSBO. Easy money. You could take a FSBO listing. You can find a buyer and sell a FSBO home. Imagine that. You don't think, the seller may not want to pay for commissions, but I'm pretty sure they'll pay if you bring them a buyer, right? Okay. Work a FSBO as a buyer.
I called the for sale by owners and you have the buyer, they asked that, the first question.
But see, you just did wrong, because what did I say? You should be calling a FSBO when? Last. Last. So that whole idea, let me call a FSBO now? No. Please don't call a FSBO. You do that last.
Yeah, but that time I didn't know.
Correct, but now you know.
Yeah.
Okay, look at the other ways of getting income from a FSBO. You can work as a FSBO as a buyer. What does that mean? So let's just say that they sold their home. They actually sold their home, okay? You can help them find their home. Okay, so you know what, Marisa, I'm so happy that you sold your home. Congratulations, because honestly, that is the best thing that you could have done. You're not being sarcastic, because for FSBO to actually be able to sell their own home without the use of an agent, that's very good.
Yeah.
Now that you sold your home, I know that you need to go and buy. How can I help you find your home? Because she would need representation, right? Thank you. So you get a referral for a FSBO. Weird, huh? You get a referral for a FSBO? Get a referral from a FSBO. The FSBO has family, has friends. They probably want to buy. You can get, or they want to sell. You can probably get a referral from them. And the number 6, provide service for a fee. Marisa, I know that you're selling your property, but I want to make sure that all your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. You do know that there's a seller's disclosure that it needs to be provided in the sale of a property in the state of California. We have to be mindful of forms and prerequisites in the state and county where you're selling at. Why? Because if a FSBO sells a home without these forms, the buyer can actually go back to the seller and sue them. So doesn't that give a good concept of saying, hey, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller, I know that you're selling your home, but I want to supply you with some seller disclosures so that the outcome of the sale goes well and that nothing happens after the sale of the transaction. You come in like freaking Superwoman or Superman and you help them with that. Why? Because that is something of value that they're going to talk and discuss in this boot camp series. Okay, so now that we've spoken about that, let's talk about what's important. The 5-step follow-up method, guys. 5-step follow-up method, and this is where we get down to the nitty-gritty of the FSBOs that I know Vita wants to know all about. 5-step follow-up method, page 15, guys. Let's talk about this. Number 1. Natalia, please read number 1.
Visit a FSBO.
You visit a FSBO. Is number 1 call a FSBO? No, it's visit a FSBO. Number 2, Marisa, please read it.
Hand delivered part 1 of FSBO guide.
Correct. Adriana, well, before I say that, it's hand delivered part 1 of a fit for sale by owner guide. What's wonderful about these worksheets, there's stuff in here that you can actually make a copy of and hand it out to them.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Yep, there are.
I can go and form what forms. I was just thinking what package I'm gonna form to.
Exactly. They're already, guess what? They're already in here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, number 3. Adriana, say number 3, please.
Hand delivered part number 3.
Yep.
Hand delivered part 2 of FSBO guide money.
Hand deliver part 2 of FSBO guide. What is that? That's more value.
Yeah.
Have we touched bases on calling here anywhere near here?
Nope.
Thank you. Number 4. Vita.
Hand delivery part 3 of FSBO's guide transaction checklist for accepted offers and checklist for moving.
Hand deliver part 3 of FSBO guide, a transaction checklist for accepted offers and checklist for moving. You guys, these forms, guess what? They're in here. They're in here. You can make a copy of it and deliver it to them. And what's number 5, which I'll say it for Vita because she thought it was the number 1 answer. I feel like I'm on Family Feud. Like follow up via phone call until it's either listed or sold. See?
So that way we can get it.
See how it's a total opposite? But during all this time, you are giving up, you're providing a value. Value. That's what we're doing. So when you visit the FSBO, the first thing that you do, you bring in an inventory sheet, a seller's disclosure. It's in this. So just remind you guys, these forms are in here so that you are able to give them this information. Okay?
So let me ask this.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know I asked a lot of questions, but
It's okay.
yeah,
You do ask a lot of questions, honestly.
if I go and door
It's on page 30, you guys.
and I'm knocking the door. So when the first visit, I can bring this package or just go inside to them?
No, when you go to their door,
The first door,
you
on the
mentioned,
first
hey, okay, so how I would do it, this is gonna be a quick role play because we got a lot more to cover. Quick role play. When I go up to the door, I'll be like, hi, Vita, I'm Elizabeth of Remax Champions. Hey, I noticed that you are selling your home as a for sale by owner. I wanted to give you this value. This isn't a for sale by owner inventory sheet. Oh, what does that mean? So that if you have anybody that wants to come to your home and wants to know the information about it, you already have this filled out. Here you go. If you want, I can make copies for you so that if anybody comes to your door, you can hand it to them. How does that sound? You see how non-threatening that is? The FSBO Boot Camp wants to make it very simple for you guys to understand. These are non-threatening ways of going to a property that the property is being for sold by the owner. Okay? Non-threatening, remember. Because what's the one thing that everybody likes to come, well, here's my business card. Call me if you're ready to sell. No. What value is that? A business card? That's not honest, no joke. I'm sorry, a business card is not a value. They're gonna dump it in the trash. What's the value? This inventory sheet?
Yeah.
That's a value, because they would have never thought of it themselves.
With their picture in the corner with our phone number and
You can
everything.
fix it.
Exactly, you
Yeah.
can alter it, you put it in a nice brown envelope, and you can staple your business card on top so that they can always remember it. And the best part about it is you tell them, hey, let me know, and once you fill it out, I can come back and I can actually make copies for you free of charge, no, no funny business, so that you can have it. And anytime anybody wants to know more about your property, you can hand it over to them. Oh, really? Has any for sale by owner, do you think that they've ever gotten that? No.
And what I do, I buy those plastic red or yellow or like colorful, and then I just give it to them and I say, everything I'm gonna make this and this and that, just keep putting it in there. That way when I ask, I need it, then you can just give it to me, because they lost. They don't know what, maybe, I put it in the car, I give them the envelope. They put their stuff as a dollar from the Dollar Tree envelope.
So here's the thing, you know what's even helpful? I'm sorry to cut you off. You know, during the pandemic, when people were actually door knocking, they were handing out, hand sanitizer with their thing on it. You can try to come up with something and get some ideas for FSBOs. Hey, here's an inventory checklist, and you know what? I did a flyer for you. You don't even have the listing, but you're giving it to them.
I was given a mask with my card.
There you go.
Just like that.
Okay, guys, so let's move it along. Do you guys get the idea? Are you guys feeling the for sale by owners now?
Yes.
Okay, so there's always a saying, wealthy people work from goals, models, and plans. We should be wealthy.
Yes.
Wealthy people work from goals, models, and plans. That's on top page of 16. You have to know the do and have of FSBO visits. You prospect, you get the lead, and you do the 5-step follow-up method, which we just spoke about right now. Okay, now let's get to the nooks and crannies of this. So page 19, guys. This is now that we have the idea of the 5-step follow-up method. Now let's start looking for your FSBOs. You have to get in flow looking for FSBOs, and you should know how to add and engage in FSBOs and place them on your CRM. Okay? So let's take a quick look here. So we need to define the area you desire to take multiple listings. Okay, so you guys, I keep hearing agents that they don't have a certain area of a business. They get business everywhere in the state of California because they are licensed in the state of California. I do say that myself. I get business wherever it's at. However, if I am working for sale by owners, I want to make sure that I'm able to be reachable. I'm able to have good close contact. I'm not going to be getting for sale by owners in San Bernardino, Ventura County, and Orange County. Why? Because that's unrealistic. I'm overextending myself. Unless I have a team that I can place in, and I have one in Orange County, San Bernardino, and Ventura County is a different story. So the rule of thumb, if you're going and looking for sale by owners, they say you should look around 2 to 2.5 miles around your area. The goal is to stay in flow in your area and not be scattered. Don't you agree? Move into relationships with all FSBOs within this defined area. Remember, 2 and 2.5 mile radius of where you live, you find FSBOs. Why? Because it makes it easier for you to have reach. Okay? Next, once you have prospects and flow in your initial target area, you can expand your reach by another 2 or 3, well, it says kilometers, 2 or 3 miles. Okay? Now, I get it. Maybe there's some areas we have like a river, a lake, or maybe we're in an adjoining city or whatnot. Okay, so expand a little bit further. Okay, but just make sure that your FSBOs are attainable, that you're able to watch them. It's like stalking, but I don't want to call it stalking because we're not getting a restraining order. You know, we're not. It's nothing like that. But we want to keep a good eye on them.
Like parking.
You know, like maybe like a parking attendant, okay? Or no, maybe like a meter maid, like those cops that like write tickets. They're always keeping an eye. They even chalk mark your tire when you've been there for over 2 days or whatever. Yeah, we want to be able to make sure that we keep an eye on it. And here's another one. Because if you're servicing your area, I'm pretty sure you know your mailmen, right? Or your postal carriers. I know mine. Yeah, and they know me. So I'll even tell them, hey, if you come across a for sale by owner in this area, can you let me know? I'll give you a referral fee. Or give them a Starbucks card. Make them happy. I mean,
Tequila bottle.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I
Just
do.
like find a way so that you can get the business. UPS drivers, they run routes. If you get to know your UPS driver, why not? It all depends on how you guys work it. Okay. So it goes more in depth in defining your search, move into relationships with all FSBOs in the defined area. So remember, other agents are not doing this. Until you reach your maximum distance within your area and your time will allow while staying efficiently in flow with your prospect, you have to stay in flow with your prospects on a weekly basis. Okay. So, are you guys game for this? Are you guys gonna take, what's the challenge? The challenge, this is a challenge.
Yeah, it is, because you have to stay in flow, you have to, it's like not one hit, you have to keep touching them over and over.
There's that saying, this is not a hit it and quit it situation. No. This is if we ever wanted to be stalkers in our past lives, we could try to do that now. So we're stalkers with FSBOs, with for sale by owners. You know, it's like, you know, hold on, this is a good one to like ease up the seriousness of FSBOs. I like to say it's like, you know, when you want to steal out of a nice retail clothing store, like what they've been doing in LA County, okay? They've been going to Gucci, YSL, Topanga Plaza. So think about it that way. Except we're not stealing and we're not going to go and, hijack them. We're just merely going to be observing them, watching them.
I'll be watching you.
I'll be watching. You'll be like, neighborhood watch. You can even say that. This neighborhood watch. I'm making sure that your home doesn't get a post on the thing that's not mine, for RE/MAX champions. Okay. So we identified our market area. We create a FSBO list. What is that? When we find out, when we create a market area, we find out who is selling their home as a for sale by owner. We create a list. We create a list of agents or community members. Agents or community members meaning your mailman, your UPS person, stuff like that. Reach out to agents plus community members. You reach out to them, meaning, have you seen any for sale by owners in this area? Do you know of anyone that's coming up with one? You can even say, do you know of anyone that's losing their home or that's defaulted? You know why? Because even though you can't check the mail, they can't check the mail, I'm pretty sure they know if anybody's receiving like a bunch of envelopes because they defaulted. Be nice to your mailman. They're of service to us. Okay, so it says here, pause to complete these steps to add to your calendar. So what this means is, you guys, before I get to this, you guys need to really take a minute. Think of the days that you plan on doing for sale by owners. Marisa already said what, Mondays, Wednesdays? Yeah. How do you find them? Let's talk about it. You find them on Craigslist. You find them on Zillow. You find a whole bunch of them on Zillow, honestly.
Yeah.
Craigslist. Facebook Marketplace. Anybody thought about that?
No, it's true.
Facebook Marketplace. You go on Facebook Marketplace, you know that there's a bunch of for sale by owners there. Oh yeah. Start social media stalking. Find online communities. So I'm part of it's funny, I'm part of Rancho Cucamonga Buzz. And guess what? I don't even live in Rancho Cucamonga. But I know everything that's going on over there. And the way I got in, because you have to get approved to get in, is because I use my fiance's address, and I say, yeah, I live in this zip code, and that's how I got it. So I'm not getting booted out.
I'm not even there, and I live in Rancho Cucamonga.
It's on Facebook. Oh my gosh. Local publications, they say to look there for FSBOs. So maybe probably a local newspaper if there's any. Some cities do have them. Maybe Claremont has one, I don't know. But I know some cities do have them.
San Bernardino.
There you go, San Bernardino. Okay, so networking events, maybe going there and seeing what's, scoping it out. Okay, it says here, ancillary businesses, talk to lawyers, mortgage brokers, trash collecting, this is the funny part, trash collecting companies. So I wouldn't call the company, you probably know who your trash man is. I have Burtec, so I don't know what's over here. But I'll be like, yo, like on the day that they collect trash, hey, out of curiosity, do you know anybody that's losing their home? Because now we got to talk about that, because short sales, they're slightly coming back. Losing their home or for sale by owner, let me know. I'll hook you up. Easy, right? These are the best practices to find for sale by owners. Now, when are you guys going to be committed to for sale by owners?
Next week. Oh, it's Labor Day.
On vacation?
On Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh,
You on vacation?
Friday to Monday is a long weekend.
You know what?
Sorry.
In general, please write down. Take a minute right now to write down. When are you guys going to be committed to for sale by owners? I would like for you guys to think of this and approach it with confidence because of the mere fact that no one is hitting for sale by owners.
No.
They are just merely letting it just be right there.
August 30, I'm gonna send you the picture when I'm leaving.
Oh, and then you're gonna wave bye to me and say, hey, I'm on vacation?
I see my first, I'm gonna send you proof. Next Wednesday, I'm gonna have my first.
Okay, so remember, your visit has to be consistent every week, okay? So remember, 50% of your competition will quit after the first week. 75% of your competition will quit after the second week. 90% of the competition will quit after the third week. And 100% of the competition will quit after the fourth week. You aren't your competition. You have to be persistent, you have to be tenacious, and you can never give up, guys. Never give up. What's that? What was the original example? If there's 80 people in the class or in a room and 100% of them want to sell, what's the percentage of them listening to your listing presentation? 100%. Thank you,
We
guys.
know they want to sell, no?
100%. They
Yeah,
want
no,
to
but,
sell.
Yeah, at least we know they're going to sell, so.
100%. Now let's talk about visiting the FSBO. We're on page 25, guys. Actually, 25 and 26. Are you? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This is a lot, but I mean, it has like honestly the workbooks are really good because you can go back to it. But we got to talk about dialogue because that's where it gets right to the matter of it. Dialogue and talking about it. If we don't do it, we won't do it at all. Visiting the FSBO. So what was the number one? Visit the FSBO, right?
Yes.
So that entails bringing them an inventory sheet and a seller's disclosure. We're on page 26. So remember, we have to have the want, desire, passion, and obsession with doing this. If you have to be passionate about your success, remember your why. You remember your why of what you got into the business, right? So you have to be consistent. So your core belief, I want you guys to think about this before we get to the dialogue, because the dialogue in the visiting the FSBO is gonna be the one thing that's gonna be a challenge, but I think you guys can overcome it. Your core belief is you move beyond learning to know and move into a learning to grow mindset. Okay, did you guys get that? You move beyond the learning to know and move into a learning to grow mindset. This is a commitment to have goals and plans and strategies. If you make that commitment, you will be just fine. All right. Building relationships by door knocking, guys. Let's talk about this wonderful script. Okay. So wonderful script reads the top of page 26, step 1, initial test. This is the introductory dialogue for FSBOs. You remember, you will not convert 100% of the leads you do not generate. Yeah, that's for damn sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Approach the first door prepared with the appropriate tools. Do you come to the door empty-handed?
No.
Do you come to the door with your business card?
Yes.
Only?
Plus the package I'm gonna deliver to him.
Thank you. Clipboard, inventory sheet, seller's disclosure, pen, tape measure, and business cards. Now, people are gonna wanna know tape measure. But are we gonna measure the seller? No, we're going to measure the ability of how nice they will be with us, because you'd be surprised. On the first round, the seller may actually have you walk in the door. So if you have a tape measure, what can you do? You know what, Mr. Seller, can you hold my clipboard? Please hold my clipboard, because I actually wanted to take measure of the rooms, because you know what says on property profile may be different than what it is. Do we normally do that in regular listings? No. But we have the opportunity to spend more time and convince them for us to still be in the house. Isn't that nice? Well, they're holding our clipboard, exactly, and we start like slapping them around a little bit. Here, hold my clipboard while I take the measuring tape. And you measure measure the floors. Measure from here to over there. Oh, Mr. Seller, I know you're holding my clipboard, but can you hold this? Can you take it over there, please? I just want to measure it. Okay, can you write down for me? Thank you. I'm so glad. I appreciate your help. You see? So, pen, tape measure, and business cards. Okay. So I like this this dialogue. Again, in the momentum courses on these forms, you have scripts, and I keep saying that because I love it. We don't have to think about it, it's already there. The dialogue sets you apart from everyone, and you don't have to ask for the listing. Hi, my name is Elizabeth with RE/MAX Champions, and I noticed your home is for sale. I keep a for sale by owner inventory for my buyers. And I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if I inspected the house, looked around, and measured the room so I can add it to my list. See, that's where that tape measure comes in. And then what is the for sale by owner gonna say? Wait, well, what is that? And then here's the thing. Remember, you don't have to learn the dialogue, but if you have an idea, then you can, it comes out naturally. You see, I have a process that I use with my buyers to uncover their needs and wants, and then I develop the criteria to establish their perfect home. Then I take that criteria and I match it to homes in both the MLS and my for sale by owner inventory. I do this so I can make sure my buyers get the home they want, and most importantly, want the home they get. Since your home is for sale, I would like to learn more about it and see if it would be worth including in my for sale by owner home inventory. So what do you say? Would you like to see if I can gain your preferred exposure I offer to my buyers? You know what I like about the last paragraph? I would like to know more about it and see if it would be worth including in my for sale by owner home inventory. I mean, because no one wants to, everybody wants to be worth it, but see, I want to see if it's worth putting it in my inventory. See, how does that sound? It sounds like, ooh, okay. Exactly, you have the upper hand. Next, I always get this, do you have buyers now? I get these on the expired scripts, you guys. Anytime I call expired, well, do you have a buyer? Actually, I do. I have a pool of buyers, and I wanted to see if I'm able to take a tour of your home. That's what I would say to an expired script. In this case, I'm currently working with buyers and receive calls on a daily basis. However, I need to view the house and take some room measurements so I can match your home to the criteria of each of my buyers. FSBO, we don't want to work with an agent. I appreciate that. And I understand your concern. The reason for my visit today is not to list your home. I would simply like the opportunity to help you sell it. I like that, to help you sell it. All I want to do is come in, view the home, and take a few measurements. No pressure, no pitch. Come on, what do you have to lose? I'm not here to list your home, absolutely not. I just want to check it out. I want to know what's being placed on the market. Why not? Okay, so when a FSBO is hesitant, when they want to tell us, get the hell out of there. I love it. Remember, you guys, when you're going to the homes, please don't debate. Please don't be mad. Please please watch your facial expressions. Please be confident. Please know what you're talking about. Please know your area, know the criteria, especially because you are going in an area that you already know. So you don't want it to look uneducated. You want to know, be educated in that area, okay? So when the FSBO is hesitant, I appreciate that, like, they say, no, I don't, like, no. The agent, I appreciate the time you have to speak with me. I wanted to offer you my for sale by owner inventory sheet and our required seller disclosure as a way to help you with the sale of your home. They're willing to take it because if they don't know, you got to remind them. Remember, know the laws, know the guidelines, know everything in the state, the county, anywhere that you're at. LA County especially, because you know that they have the pre-inspections on the city does. You think the for sale by owner is gonna know about that? No, they're not gonna care. But you need to let them know about that, okay? So in this case, remember, what the FSBO is going to ask, what is a seller's disclosure? It is basically a notice that discloses the current condition of your home. The condition, and the FSBO is gonna be like, the condition of my home is fine. Oh, so you say. You say that it has a wonderful look, but your roof is caving in. Yeah, no. The agent, I'm sure it is. However, the law requires you to supply each potential buyer with a seller's disclosure or seller's property information sheet, which is a legal document that covers things like the condition of included appliances, the home's electrical, heating, and cooling systems, water, sewer, renovations, or expansions, even any hazardous conditions. If you fill it out, I can make a few copies for you and drop them off so you can hand them out to potential buyers as they tour it. Again, thank you for your time. If there's anything I can do for you or anyone you know, please don't hesitate to call. How non-threatening does that sound? You guys think you guys can do that?
Yes.
I think so too.
Just have to
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
memorize.
Even sometimes, some things that we cannot.
Not even memorize, not even memorize. This will come out easily like a conversation. Just keep reading it, reading it, reading it. When you're at the front door, you don't even have to do the whole dialogue.
No.
When you're at the front door, just remember what you read. And just, I think at the end of the day, the most important thing that you have to really remember, the seller's disclosure form. You are going to need this. I want to give it to you since you are doing a for sale by owner. I wouldn't want you to risk having anything happen to you after the sale of the property. Now they're conscientious of that you care and you're looking out for them, but in a non-threatening way, because you're not asking them, hey, sign the listing agreement now so I can sell your home. No. But you'll be a point of reference. Oh, you know what? I can call Natalia because she sent me this disclosure. I got to make sure if I need something else. Wouldn't that be nice?
Mhm.
Of course. Okay, before moving on, stop and practice running through the step number 1 sample dialogue. If you can't, role play it. Do this every sample dialogue in your FSBO Boot Camp workbook. So you guys have to be comfortable with the script. Okay? Let's talk about phone calls. These are people that are scared of going to the front door.
I
Like,
like more this way, they go to the front door.
yeah, like when it comes down to making the initial phone call, because you can do it one or two ways. Me personally, you guys, I'm gonna tell you this. Not that I don't want to teach the initial phone call, I do, but honestly, I would rather be proactive on the steps of what the momentum course is saying. You come with you do the visit, you bring a value. The second visit, you bring another form of value. The phone call should be at the end. So honestly, with all due respect, guys, I'm actually gonna push this one probably to the end. Or actually, I'm not gonna touch bases on it because we shouldn't be making a phone call to a FSBO. They already don't wanna talk to us. They wanna hear from us? No. They're gonna ask the infamous question, do you have a buyer? No, let's go to no nos cuesta go to their house. It doesn't cost for us to go to their home. Okay, so that will leave a lasting impression because no agent is doing that. So let's bypass that. Let's go to mastering the initial FSBO home tour. So this is gonna be section 5, page 32, guys. Any questions? Because I know that I'm going through this, but I'm going through the important ones. We're good? We're ready? Okay, so once you're inside the home, so what is the one thing that we are taught in regards to selling or helping a buyer buy a home? What is it that we do?
Educate them.
Okay, what else?
Thanks him for allow us to get in the property.
More so than anything, when we, okay, here, I'll give you a better question. When we go to an event, what is it that we're doing? When we go to a real estate event, what do? We network. And when we network, what is it that we do after that or during that? We create what? Relationships. So now that you're in the home, let's create a relationship. If you know how to build rapport, this is good. If you don't know how to build rapport, we'll help you. Okay, so let's build rapport. So once you're inside the home, thanks for allowing me the opportunity to view your home. What I would like to do is you're the home, take some notes and measure the rooms. It's been my experience that room measurements are very important to buyers. So we've already discussed this. Okay, it would be great if as we walk around, you could point out what you feel you are selling with the features of the home. Also, I want to make sure I don't take too much of your time. If you don't mind, I also appreciate if you would help me document the dimensions as I would measure each room. So see, I already stated that in the beginning. I have them hold a clipboard. Hey, Mr. Seller, can you hold that measuring tape? During this time while you're inside the home, take the opportunity, honestly, to start asking questions. Look at the bottom of page 33. We wanted what they call the Ford principles. You know, Ford, when I hear Ford, I think of the car, Ford. When I was growing up, Ford for me stood out for fix or repair daily. In Momentum, the Ford principles for FSBOs are family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So while you're inside the home, start building relationship and start building rapport and ask questions. Develop a relationship, network, guys. So, are you originally from this area? So, Marisa, are you originally from this area?
Yes,
How long have you lived in this area?
35 years,
Oh, that's a long time. So and you have children, right?
2,
So they grew up here.
yes,
Isn't that a beautiful thing? That's wonderful.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, can you make sure you hold my tape measure correctly? You know, and so see while I'm talking to them, okay? You can even make a joke. You can talk about what their hobbies are. Hey, you know what? Since you're doing this, and while I'm thinking off the top of my head, after you sell, where are you planning to go? Are you downsizing? Are you moving out of state? Oh, I'm moving out of state. Well, guess what? I can help you with another agent for out of state. So let me know once you sell your home so that I can get you connected to that realtor out of state. You start creating rapport. But you have to remember these notes in your head because you're gonna have to write them down somewhere, okay? You can ask them what they do for a living and what did they love most about the area. Now, if they tell you what they hated the most, please don't don't. If you have a buyer, don't tell them that they had noisy neighbors. We don't ever want to tell them that. But honestly, find out more about them and find out what their goals are and their dreams are. Dreams mean what are their goals after they sell their home. Okay, lead it into a positive direction, guys. Okay, so we already spoke about the accountability questions. So, wait, hold on, skip the slide. These are accountability questions. We've already spoke. We're gonna talk about accountability questions. So check this out. After you do that, you're gonna ask, after getting to know them, you're gonna ask them, obviously, how long have they been how long has your home been for sale? If you got these leads off of Zillow, it usually will tell you, but just ask them. If you got it off of Craigslist, ask them as well. Have you received any offers? You know you can charge for these services, right? Why not? You're a realtor, you know how to read an offer. As a matter of fact, check this out. You can even let them know, you know what? Why don't you use our in-house escrow, Legacy First Escrow? And maybe we can help you discount the escrow fees. Why not? It's a way of getting the business in. How many times has your home been shown? What feedback are you getting from buyers? The reason why we ask these questions is we want to go to them and you know what, maybe the home's only been on the market for 3 days. Maybe they haven't got any activity. If you find out about that, what's something that you can offer them? An open house. Oh, well, I don't want nobody just coming to my house. Okay, Mr. Seller, well then, you know what, why don't you go into your man cave in the garage and you can stay there throughout the whole open house so that you can be comfortable with the fact that we're having people come through the home. And then I can give you feedback so that they know what people are looking at. How does that sound? It's not threatening. Okay. Have any similar homes sold while yours has been on the market? Okay. They probably are not going to know the question to this. So that's why you need to let them know. You need to give them the answer. Hey, in this area, there's been some homes that sold like with the square footage of your home, they sold about this amount. I think with your home, it could sell around this based on what you see. So that's why it's important to know the homes that are selling in your area, okay? So obviously you've seen page 34. You can go through that on your own time. Let's move it along. These are exposure and marketing questions that you also want to ask. How are you marketing the home? What's the response been? Have any other realtors shown the home? If so, what was their feedback? Okay, and obviously if some other realtors trying to get in there, again, 9 times out of 10 realtors are not committed to the FSBOs. They are not. So if you're committed consistently and going to them every week, you will gain the trust of the seller. These are more pricing questions that you can ask while you're there. It's basically information that we as realtors do anyways when we're speaking to regular sellers on listings. How did you arrive at the list price? Did you consider the consequences of pricing high beforehand if it's overpriced? So obviously go through that, you guys, on your time. I want to actually move forward with some other dialogue. Any questions? They're good? Okay, so the closing from price related questions. So obviously you guys are the experts of closing them on pricing. So just make sure that you've done your area evaluations. You could go to rpr.com. Which I know I mentioned that in another class, rpr.com, to do like a quick estimate. If you want more of a thorough one, yeah, you can go online and go on the MLS and do your neighborhood findings. You can actually even bring that. That could be of value to them. You can bring it of value to them, okay? But but remember this, don't get too pushy with the for sale by owners right away. Why? Because if they see that you're too pushy, they're gonna push you back, and then they're not gonna wanna see you. And another thing, guys, if the for sale by owner, if it says by appointment only, that's the only time I'll have you call them first. But if there's no by appointment only, you could just go in like a parachute into the front lawn, then go to the door. The only time I'll have you ever call them is if they say by appointment only, and make an appointment to go view them. And what is it that you do when you go to the appointment? You bring what of value? Seller's disclosure. Okay. All right, guys. So, visit number 2. Ooh, this is a good one. Visit number 2. Why is my thing not going? Okay. Visit number 2, follow up. Remember, this does not replace the other steps. If you don't leave a card, if you've never spoken to the owner, you have to complete the first steps in order to be at this step. So how many visits do we do with a for sale by owner? 4. Okay. If the first time you didn't see them and then you go a second time, does that replace the first time? No, it's the first, that becomes your first time. It does not become the second time. You have to be able to be face to face to them. Don't leave a card if you've never spoken to the owner. You have to complete the first steps in order to be at this step. So when you're at the second follow-up, like you go, knock, knock, knock. Hi, just happened to be in the neighborhood and thought I would just drop this off. What are we dropping off then? We're dropping off another for sale by owner guide. Again, these things are in this book, so actually it helps out well. It's the 15 tips for selling your home fast for more money. You are basically giving them the ideas of how to sell their home. They never realize how much work that we do until we give them all of this stuff. It's like a mind mess right there. Okay? So you go to the house, you ask them, hey, how did it go during this week? Are there any changes to the information you provided me? Is there anything I can help you with? These are the questions you should be asking. It should be quick and easy. After you give them the guide, I go, hey, you know what? This is a guide. Tips for selling your home fast for more money. They're gonna be like, what? They're still gonna be confused as the reason why you're going there. Isn't that gonna be fun?
Yeah.
I like it. It's like a joke. And then I'm like, listen, this is how you can sell your house for more money. Cool. You have not contracted me, but here you go. I want you to read all of this because you think my job is super easy.
Yeah, and they get a step like,
They're gonna be like, what? Like,
yeah, I have to do this.
I'm like, oh, I have to do all of this?
That is.
In that guide, I think it says curb appeal, marketing, I don't know what. It's gonna be hilarious. They don't do any of this stuff. They don't do curb appeal. The only curb appeal they have is probably a trash bag in the front of their lawn with a beer bottle out of it, you know? No. So how did it go this week? You just ask them questions, okay? But remember, the ending of the dialogue, if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to call. Bottom line it, after you, because this is super simple and easy follow-up. The second, like this is a second visit, the third visit's gonna be the same thing. The third visit's gonna be fun, actually.
That was my concern. I was like, the first visit, I'm gonna leave it that, and then if I don't have to call him like the second time, we'll be okay, like, but like.
You're not calling.
How? I know, that's why I was like, I don't supposed to call until the 4th, so what am I gonna do?
Oh, no, it gets
This is
better.
perfect.
So now let's skip to the visit number 3. See, I like this because on page 40, it says it right here. Before putting your home on the market, 15 tips for selling your home fast for more money. Make any unnecessary repairs, clean, polish your home from the top to bottom, get organized. You think these people want to get organized?
No.
No. Their home is like, could be on the show Hoarders probably. Spruce up your curb appeal, stage your home, depersonalize your decor. You're gonna be like, I gotta do all of this? I know, I'd rather have someone do it for me. So it's funny because they're gonna ask, why are you doing this?
Can you remind them that FSBOs don't get top dollar when they sell?
Thank you. FSBOs do not get top dollar when they sell. But at the same time, you know why I'm doing this? Because I am an agent of service. Don't remind them about that they can't get top dollar. We know that they are not going to get top dollar, but just remember that you are here of service. I am your local realtor. I am here of service. That's why I do what I do. Oh, okay. I've been in this business long enough and I know what it is to sell a home on your own, and that is very hard. That's why I salute you and you doing it on your own, okay? So that's why I love it when they ask, why are you doing this? All right, so that will be on, so the questions of why are you doing this, we're gonna be looking at page 48. You guys learning something?
Yes, alright.
Okay.
This is fun.
This is the dialogue that I love. I do this because I believe in a win-win relationship. If I give you things of value that will help you sell your home, that's a definite win for you. Don't you agree? Well, if you happen to run across someone who wants to sell a home and doesn't want to do a FSBO, I hope that you would think of me. And if you do, that's a definite win for me. You turn it around. You see, sometimes there's just value in knowing people. Ooh, I like that. That one like sits right, that feels like a Valentine's card. It sits really well right here. It gives you the warm fuzzies, doesn't it?
Mhm.
You're really like literally letting them have it. Here, you haven't listened with me yet, but here, this is why I do it. And I'm hoping that at the 5th and final visit, you're gonna sign with me. All right. Now, this is step 4, the final part of the FSBO. Oh, I love this. Step 4 is page 49. What do you do when you visit them again? You do the same questionnaire. How did it go this week? You're basically gonna sound like a broken record. How did it go this week? Are there any changes in the information you provided me? Is there anything I can help you with? If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to call. It's the same script. And you can say, hi, since you are getting closer to selling your home, I thought this would be of value to you. Yeah, because by the 4th week, something should be happening.
Mhm.
And if nothing happens, then you'll find out by asking them, how did it go this week? Since you're getting closer to selling your home, I thought this would be of value. And what are you going to be giving them? Top of page 49, transaction checklist for accepted offers and checklist for moving. See how nice that sounds? Checklist for moving, because we want you pa fuera,
Mhm.
out the door. Okay? See how repetitive this is? It's a game, but if you do it really well, it works. Okay, then Vita's favorite one, the final one.
The final one. Let's go to the final.
The final, you wanna go to the final, because that's the final where we actually talk to them. We call them. At this point, we should already have their phone number. At this point, we should have their phone number. Okay, what do we do again, guys? When we call them, hi, this is Elizabeth with Remax Champions, and I'm just touching bases with you. How did it go this week? It says here, repeat this call weekly until the house is either listed or sold. After the 5th one, you can start calling. How did it go this week? And you can even pay them a visit. By this time, they should have already seen the value that you bring. And now you can say, hey, you know what? Oh, you got some offers? Let me review them for you. I can help you with a service fee. Oh, you know what? You probably need a grant deed to be signed. Go to Legacy First Escrow. You can contact Jackie Weaver. She'll be more than happy to help you. Let her know my name, and she'll accommodate you. Start doing name droppings. You know what? Oh my gosh, you got a contract. Okay, let me review it. You just start going in there. And if they say, you know what, this is a lot of work, then you have the opportunity, okay, so how can I help you relieve that stress that you have? Because I remember like the second time that I met with you, you did say that you wanted to move to Arizona, right? Yeah, I want to move to Arizona, but it's so difficult. I can't do this, and it's just been so much, and people keep coming to my doors and then bombarding me. Okay, let me take that tension off of you. That's where your realtor, your listing, you should already have your listing presentation already like set up. You should already have it ready to go, and you should be good to go to getting this listing. But see, the 5th one is the call, okay? Because the 5th one, you're not coming in with any documentation, guys. You really aren't. And if they tell you, oh, you know what, I just sold it, perfect. So, hey, you want me to help you move over to Arizona? Let me get you referred over there, and you know what, at the same time, because you're going over there, Tanya. Hi. And at the same time, because you're going to Arizona, I will buy them a little basket that says bye-bye, you know, whatever, like a basket, like a party basket, maybe bring them, like find out what their favorite thing, maybe a gift card to a restaurant before they leave. Hey, and by the way, would you happen to know anybody that wants to buy or sell? How does that sound? Can you guys master FSBOs?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so here you guys go. This is your challenge for next, and that's funny because momentum is every other week. So your next visit here, they said that what gets measured gets done. Look on page 56, guys, because we're wrapping this up. Page 56 of your worksheet is an accountability tracker. If you don't have a calendar, you don't have anything to keep you accountable, this accountability tracker should help you. What gets measured gets done. Set the days that you plan on doing your for sale by owners. The next time I see you, here's your challenge. You guys like challenges? Because I do.
Yes.
Okay, so this is 1 week, next week is 2 weeks. How many FSBOs are you trying to get per week? What did it say in momentum? 2. So guess how many FSBOs I expect to see when we see each other?
2.
I'll say 2.5. Give me at least 3. Yours should be easy. Give me 3 FSBOs. By here till then, that is your challenge, guys. 2 to 3 FSBOs. I think that's super easy. By that time, you should be able to have gone to their door, and I want to know what is it that you're doing and how you started your for sale by owner tracking with that, okay? If you guys attempt that and you go according to what this pamphlet tells you, you should do well. Remember, there's dialogue, there's scripts, and there's everything in there for you to practice. That is it on FSBO Boot Camp. I hope you guys learned a whole lot. I know it's a lot, but I think you guys will do really, really well and not leave that $30,000 check laying there. All right?
Thanks, Liz.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.